All right, well, hello and welcome to another daily edition of Stock Market Mutterings trade review and recap for the 8th of November. Hope everyone's doing well out there. In today's video, we'll talk a little bit about some of the stuff that we were trading today in the trade room, as well as try to find you some quality trade setups for tomorrow. Now, before I get started, I say this all the time. If you need help with your personal trading, you want to take your trading to the next level, visit thelincolnlist.com, click on the trade room tab, and you can start trading with us right away. All the trades that we do are live in real time on screen. So again, visit thelincolnlist.com, click on that trade room tab. So where do I begin today, my friends? Where do I begin? I will say that it was green. And what do you say about green? Green is always good, right? And not only was it a nice green day, man, it was a smooth one. All the trades just worked out right away. No drama. I just love those days. So it was really nice. Got myself a little streak here working after a bumpy start to the month. So that was nice. And we're going to talk about that because I know I come off a lot of times as being silly. You know, I'm just trying to entertain you and trying to make stocks sound really exciting and fun. And sometimes that can mean that some people can portray that as me not being serious about money. But man, I put a lot of work into this and I am extremely serious about making money, all joking aside. And I take my job very serious. And the reason I'm saying this like it is because all this stuff that you do sometimes, the research, the watch list, and the things that you put together, they don't always happen for you right away. You know, one of the best things that for a trader is having patience and being patient and waiting for those right opportunities. And this brings me to the trade of the day, which hands down was Tesla. Now, for you guys that follow these watch lists on a regular, the market mutterings on a regular basis, I have been talking about this thing for 4 days straight and really talking about it for the last 2 days. You just go back and view my comments on the past market mutterings. If you look down here at the chart, I was saying, man, I tell you what, if this thing can cross through this 350 area, this is a big multi-time frame breakout. Now, let me just kind of talk about this for a second because I know a lot of you out there might be seeing this for the first time or you're very new in your trading career. So I just kind of want to talk about this for a second. The word breakout is often misused in the world of trading. People think that anything is at high a day is a breakout. Well, that's not really just a breakout, okay? There's different levels and different types of breakouts. And one of the things that we like at the Lincoln List is multi-time frame breakouts. That's when a chart breaks out through the intraday high as well as breaking out on multiple time frames, like in this case, such as the daily. Now, we were talking about this again for days if you've been watching the mutterings, like I said. If this thing went through that 350, that 351, that it has the potential to really explode. Now, one of the issues with this chart over the last couple of days is, I want you to look at it because it did get up here over the last 2 days. But look what happened here. For example, look at yesterday. What it did is it broke out and it already had made about a $6 to $7 move. And then it touches the highs, okay? So yes, it's good that it's breaking through highs or getting very close to daily chart highs, but the negative in that is that the stock itself has already moved $7. Now that $7 is what a lot of us traders refer to as range. And when you look back at Tesla, $7 in a day is a pretty big move on it already. So if you're to buy that breakout, you're really looking for that thing to go $7 more, $8 more after it's already run 7 or 8 in the morning. Now, it certainly has done that before, but for traders, it's not about what it's exactly done before as much as it is probabilities. And those probabilities, as far as risk and reward, really aren't there in that situation. Now, we did try it. I talked about it. In fact, I lost a couple of dollars on that trade the other day, which I told you I lost a little bit of money on that trying it because it crossed through there. But because of that, I used a smaller position and a much tighter stop than I normally would, but still, it resulted in a loss. Today was a bit different because what happened today was that the stock held on to most of its gains from last night. This is the closing area from last night. And then it began the day by starting this initial perk. Now, we're looking at this right here, and it's like if this thing is able to finally clear the hurdle, the high, which is 351.18. And 351.18 comes back to yesterday's high. If it's able to go through yesterday's high, I'm buying this. And the best thing about it, it wasn't really up, but maybe a buck or two at the time, I think it was. Don't quote me, but it wasn't up $7 or $8. I know that, which means that that gives you the opportunity to capture that $7 to $8 that it was up yesterday, if this math is kind of making sense to you. So with that, you can see there early on the brokerage screen, we get in 351.25. It was the initial entry, and this thing just motors. I mean, it goes straight from 351. I took a partial right around, I think it was 352.5, and then the final piece came all the way up to 355. Now I know it went to like 357 or something, but I just kept trailing up, and trailing up. And this is something I like to do when I catch a big move. So we'll spend a second on this as well, because I think there's a great lesson in all of this. Not just that you need patience and sometimes it takes a few shots at it before you get the move that you want, but you also need to maximize that move that you're getting, because you waited so long, and this thing has the potential. So we know that, you know, Tesla can move $7. Maybe it moves 14. I don't know. So the first thing that we wanted to do in this case, as soon as it popped up there, we had a little bit more size this time, is to just go ahead and book $1 or so. Let's just take a little bit of money now, and then we'll move our stop up to break even. Now what this does for you, the trader, is this now makes this a free trade. Like, you're on the house's money now. So think about if every trade that you were in, you were on someone else's dime. You're on free money. I mean, what this does for you is incredible. Emotionally, it's incredible, because you're not stressed. You're not filled with anxiety, because you already made money on it. And you've got a little runner, a little, lotto piece, sometimes traders like to call it. You got that on the board. So if this thing decides it wants to rip $14 or have a $17 day, you're going to capture all of that. Now, not in every case are you going to get it, but it does help, because what that does for you is it allows you to catch big moves. And one of the reasons that traders don't succeed is because their losses far outweigh their average gain. Usually they'll win most of the time, but they come up 1 or 2 losses that are too big, and it destroys all their good work. And this is why, because you cut your gains too short. That's another topic. So I just kept trailing up and I got hit at 355. So, I took almost $5 here on that last piece. I mean, this was a hell of a trade. And again, it was something that, I wanted it to work 2 days ago, and it didn't. I lost money on it. I think it was yesterday I lost money, or the day before. And then I finally got the right look today, put the right size on it, and there it went. We got the trade. And that's what you got to do sometimes. So remember, a lot of the research that you do and a lot of the stuff that you look at, and this is where watch lists are kind of a delicate matter, because you can talk about 100 stocks tonight. You just no idea what's going to happen tomorrow. Anything can happen. We can gap up, we can gap down. It may not be the day for that stock. I mean, see it with Netflix. 2 days ago, nobody wanted it. Yesterday, they couldn't stop buying the damn thing and ran it up 15, 16 bucks. Then they started out buying it today. Then everybody said, hell with you. And then it went down. I mean, you just don't know what you're going to get. But a beautiful trade on Tesla. Lesson here, be patient, multi-time frame breakouts, using partial positions to capture it. So that was good. Now, I did try Netflix there as well, because it had somewhat of a setup. The problem that we were having here with Netflix is that its behavior, like I just used it as a reference, just wasn't very nice. I mean, this thing is ugly, because you start out here with a pretty good breakout, but look at the size of these candles. You open up at 326, you go to 328, you dump all the way down to 323, you immediately go back up to 331. So I scratched on this trade. When you look at the brokerage statement, it was an even trade. And basically, I just got out of it because I'm like, man, this thing is dirty. The moves in this, the liquidity in this thing right now, the spread, the way this is behaving, I'm not going to stick around for it, because it could just wash out $5 or $6, and I'm not dealing with that. So I would have made a little bit more money, obviously, but I'm not gonna sit here and fight with something that looks this ugly. One of the things is not always about being right and wrong, but you're looking at clean chart patterns, and this thing was just about as dirty as it comes. And I'm sure you saw right there at the end, who else would be on that list every day? You might as well just pencil me in for a BABA trade every day, because yesterday I shorted it and made some money, but I held just a tiny bit overnight, and well, it just rolled over right here in the morning and just kept on just draining. I think this just has to be. the sweetest stock for me since October. I don't know how much I've made on this thing. All of it has come from the short side. I've not longed it. It just seems like every bounce on this thing has just been golden at some point. I love it. I know it's going to end. I know it's going to end. It's going to start printing up, one day, 3, 4 solid good days in a row, like Win did, like IBM. It'll come off the bottom, and then we'll maybe look at it again. But I'll tell you what, this is just a great thing, and I'm going to continue to do that until it does win me, until I get IBM'd on it, which are the 2 trades that I lost money on at the beginning of the month. So anyway, that was a great day, and it was smooth outside of maybe the tiny little drama from Netflix. It was sweet. It was a sweet day, and like I said, putting things together. Bumpy start there with Win and IBM at the beginning of the month, but now stringing together some consistency. Told you, just have faith. You believe in your process. You stick with your game plan. Things will work out. And I said I'd get going soon enough, and I'm going now. So look out. Now let's all in the past, because we got to trade tomorrow, right? What are we going to do tomorrow? Well, first let's talk about this market, because I can't get my eye off of this rally. This is the biggest rally that we have had all year. Just in terms of, this is about a 10% retracement from the lows. I mean, this is just huge. And this is the SPY. And you've got a little, not quite the same look, but really where this has come from is, take a look. I think I mentioned this before, is at the Dow. I'm going to pull up the Dow here. This thing has done the most damage as far as a recovery. This thing is 2,000 points plus, I think. I don't know the exact dollar here, but it's 2,000 plus. This, and like I was kind of mentioning yesterday, it's only one 500-point rip day away from 600 points or something like that, from all-time highs. So it's like just a couple of weeks ago, we were in Death Valley here under the 200. This by far, when you compare the Dow components to the SPY and to the NASDAQ, this thing has by far made the biggest recovery in all of them. It's above its 50 moving average, where I don't think the others are. They might be. Let me see. No, SPY is still under the 50 moving average, which is, this is the E-minis, excuse me, which is 28.35, I think that was. And then we got to find out, there's the NQs. And the Qs are off, yeah. It's off of its 50, that's the red line, is a 50 moving average. So they're both under the 50, but then you got the Dow. I'm saying that's the Dow that's really kicking the ass right now. So when you look at a chart like that, I have to feel that, look, we're going to tire out here a little bit of this rally. If we don't, there has to be some sort of digestion period. You just can't make that, it's not even linear. You just can't continue to knock out big numbers like that, up on every day. It just, that normally does not sustain itself. There has to be some sort of back testing. There has to be some sort of basing. There has to be some sort of consolidation up here if we really want a solidified run that lasts for a long time. If not, I think you're going to see these things come back down to that 200 moving average. And after the Fed meeting today, they haven't been lately much to talk about. You know, they've been just, there was a time, you know, I don't know when you guys started trading, but if you guys can remember maybe 2015 and before that, Fed meetings used to be monstrous deals. And I mean, you used to see 100-point moves out of the market in a snap, up and down and up. I mean, there used to be this extraordinary volatility coming in. It's like somewhere around last year, it's just like, it just becomes a non-event, really. I know they paid a little bit more attention to it this time around, but it was like a non-event. Anyway, market sold off after that, bounces back up. This is just jokeabilly trading right here. I mean, it's just, what the hell is this? It's just a mess. You're going to have a hard time trying to pick a side there. So when we look at tomorrow, there are a couple things I like. I'm going to give you one short and I'm going to give you one long. How about that? You want the long first? You want the short first? Long, short, long, short. Let's go with the long. If this market has some stability, which I'm still concerned in the back of my mind about a deep pullback, Wayfair, this sneaky little Wayfair has just been hanging around down here building a base. Now, last time this thing gets into earnings, you know, it just, once it bases, it just smokes. You get this huge rip, and it goes all the way back up to 140. This thing goes from like 95, I think it was back here. It goes from like 95 after earnings and just rips. And most of the times these dips get bought back up. It's kind of been stair-stepping down, but for the last few days, let me open that up just a little bit bigger there. You've got quite a bit of sideways consolidation. So you've got a floor that looks like that's building here. If you can get above this high pivot, which I think is 100, this peak high, which is 99.93, so let's say $100. You can clear $100. I think you can make a move into this gap here, the first being this 200 moving average, which is 103. And then maybe to the base of this gap, which is 108. So I think if that 100 can go, you know, you were up there today, you got just right up there around the lower 99s, and it fell flat. But watch this thing. If it gets through 100, I think you've got to trade there at least to 103 for some cash, and then maybe fill that void. So remember, this could be like Tesla. You know, maybe this doesn't happen tomorrow or Monday or Tuesday or when. Maybe it happens next week or a month. You don't know. What you guys do is just put your alerts up there, you know, just set yourself an alert, you know, and then just like that, and just put yourself an alert there, and you'll be reminded whenever it goes. So Wayfair, I like this one long if it holds. On the flip side of that, you know, if things get really dirty in the market and it takes out the base of that, you might actually have a short, but right now I'm looking at long. The other one is BEAT. Beat it! I'm not going to try to do it. BEAT. Don't get beat on BEAT. I got to type it in. BEAT. Look at it. Look at this thing. This thing has been going like stupid rip here. I mean, that's huge. Big old move on this. Lots of greens. Now, this is after. There's two issues I'm having with this. Two. One. Let's use this finger first. Okay. One. It's earnings. Earnings. And I hate sometimes shorting earnings plays, but we're a few deep days into that, so maybe that's not the biggest issue. Number one is, read the name, Bio. I have had a mixed bag throughout my life, and I'm sure you guys relate that if you've traded biotechs or pharmas and stuff in the past, you know what I'm talking about. There's always that one. It's yeah. Every trader that's been doing this for a while has got a pharma story they'd like to tell you about how they got bent over, you know, taken to the woodshed, bent over and spanked real hard. It could be so temperamental. I do like the look of this as a short. We'll just kind of look for a little bit of vert in this, or a couple of areas. I mean, it's a delicate thing. Just because it's up, like I said, doesn't mean that you should short it. It gives you the idea, like, okay, we'll look at shorting it. But not only that, we're going to need a multi-time frame breakdown. We're going to have to start seeing some levels get taken out. We're going to have to see some pivots. We're going to have to see some rejection at a certain area. That way we know where we can control our risk and take a shot. But watch this thing here soon. I mean, you're talking 48 to, what is this? Damn near 68, $20 on this little guy here. Damn. Yeah, look at it. We'll watch it. But it's been going up too. I mean, look at this linear run here all year long. But just put it up there. It's one watch. We'll say it's a wild card. Anyway, I'm going to stop right there because I've been rambling on long enough. It was a really good day. Really good day, putting together some good consistency. And you do have to be extremely patient in this market. You're getting, still have some volatility in there. You still got some back and forth actions in select names. You got stuff going one way, some stuff going the other way. It's kind of messy right now, and it requires patience. So if this is like the first time you're trading, or you're going through this for the first time, this is a great learning experience. You know, you'll see this stuff again. It'll iron itself out, but we're all going to have to work our way through this, and we're starting to put together some really nice numbers here. So if you need help, need a little guidance through this stuff, lincolnlist.com, trade room tab, you know where I'm at. Anyway, guys, enjoy your trading day. I'll chat with everyone tomorrow. Thanks for watching this video. Take care.